There is so much information out there on how to get a Birkin or a Kelly directly from the boutique. And it also doesn't help that it varies from country to country, but I thought that I'm going to share some of my personal observations and what I think may have unintentionally helped me get my dream Kelly. And I actually wanted to mention all of these things in the Kelly unboxing video, but I was just so crazy excited that I simply forgot. And I feel so bad because I watched that video and I was like, should I even post it? Because I literally forgot some really, really important things, but then I was like, this is who I am. These were my emotions at the moment because I filmed that video on the day that I got the bag. So it was all genuine, it was all real. And so I thought, you know what? I can always film another video, right? So I just posted it as it was. And I also saw in the comments that so many of you are still waiting for your dream bags, which is when firstly also, let me just say, thank you so much for the love, because this bag, it meant so much to me, and seeing that you see what I see, I was smiling for the whole weekend. Again, I'm getting all chaotic, what is Hermes doing to me? But anyway, so I saw how many of you are still also waiting for your dream bags, and I thought that maybe I can give something back and hopefully at least something from this video is going to be useful. Okay, no more yep. So one of the biggest things that I cannot believe I forgot to tell you about was that I switched essays, which was super scary because I genuinely believe that your essay plays a role into you getting a bag. And so I know that we have all heard this before, you need to have a good relationship with your essay, yada yada yada, but I'm going to share my experience. I have had 3 different essays. I'm going to share my experience with every single one of them, and I'm going to tell you why I think in the end it did matter for me. And so, okay, so let's start. So first I had, let's call him essay number 1, and I met him when I first started shopping at Hermes at my local boutique in 2021. And I shopped with him for 2 years, 2021 and 2022. We clicked immediately. It was always a pleasant shopping experience. He was great. We would chat, we would shop, it was perfect. And then on top of that, he also helped me get 2 of my dream Birkins. So I knew that I was lucky, but looking back, I just don't think I realized how lucky I was. And then by the end of 2022, I knew that the next bag that I'm gonna go for is going to be a Kelly. But at the time, it would have been financially irresponsible to try to get another bag. So I just kind of left it for 2023. And then when 2023 came, I went to the boutique without an appointment. I was just hoping that my essay is going to be there, and he wasn't. And so that is when I met, let's call him essay number 2. I can't necessarily say that he did something wrong, that he offended me in some way, but the whole shopping experience was giving weird vibes, And for example, I was looking for a pair of shoes. With Hermes, their shoe sizes, they are not consistent. Almost in every single pair, I have a different size, And this was a new model that had been released. And so I told him I could be sizes, XYZ. And he came back and he brought me one single shoe box. And I was already stressing, I hope that this is going to fit. And of course, I tried on the pair of shoes and they did not fit. And that's when I told him, could you please bring me the next size up or next size down? I don't remember anymore and it's not important. And he looked at me with such, I wouldn't say disgust, but kind of eye roll, a polite eye roll type of look. And I was like, am I bothering you? I'm sorry, but I told you that I do not know which size is going to fit me because the sizes are inconsistent, so please bring me more sizes so that you don't have to run back and forth. But I guess something got, I don't know, disconnected, or I don't know exactly what happened, but the whole experience was giving weird vibes. It just wasn't like, okay, if you are not a chatty person, that is completely fine, but at least bring me two different sizes, because in any of the luxury stores, at least based on my personal experience, anywhere where I have gone, if I do not know my shoe size, they will bring you multiple pairs so that you can find out and so that they don't have to run back and forth. But with this guy, it was almost like I was a burden. But I wanted the shoes, I wanted to sign up for the wish list, and so I shopped with him, and it was not a good experience whatsoever. Also, what's important to mention is that at the time, my local boutique was still operating by the old wish list system, which meant that you would go to the boutique, you would create your wish, and then basically you would be put in a line and then wait for a call for your bag, because you were able to choose the style, the size, and the color. And everybody was able to put down their wishes, locals and tourists, and the only difference was that it was significantly much longer for the locals. And then I believe it was the end of 2023 when my wish list expired. I didn't receive any calls, I didn't receive any bag offers, and honestly, I don't know how much of it is because of essay number 2, because I also didn't go back. I didn't really shop much. I think I only went once, but 2023 in general, it was not a good year for me whatsoever. And so this wasn't one of my priorities. But I think I made, at the very end of 2024, I made another wish list, everything exactly the same. I didn't buy anything. I only made the wish list. And then in 2024, I didn't buy anything as well. So nothing happened. Both of those wish lists just expired. And so now we're in 2025. And of course, because I had not shopped at Hermes for quite some time, there were quite a few goodies that I had my eye on. And so I thought to myself, like, if I like them, I may as well go and take a look. And if they're going to be available, then I may as well sign up for the wish list as well. But of course, to my surprise, everything had changed. So firstly, my essay number 1, was on leave. So I was assigned another new essay. Let's call him essay number 3. And then on top of that, the wishlist system had completely changed as well, because what once was a simple one line, one wishlist, was now divided into 3 parts. You had to go on a wait list for the waitlist for the wishlist. Then you had to go to be invited for the waitlist for the wishlist. And then the final step is to get on the actual wish list. So basically waitlist for the waitlist for the wish list, and then step number 3, the wish list. I believe that because I had already been a client, I already had a purchase history at this boutique, I was able to skip the first step, which was the waitlist for the waitlist, which is how I believe it works for the first-time shoppers at this boutique. And so either way, hearing all of this, it was not very encouraging, And I think that this is their way of eliminating the people that are not genuinely interested in the brand. So honestly, I wasn't really that surprised. I just put my name down on the list. I bought the things that I was interested in. And then I thought to myself, if there's going to be something else that I'm interested in, I'm going to come back. But if there isn't, I'm not going to shop just to shop. But I'm also not going to not shop just because they don't give me a bag. Do you know what I mean? And so I think I went back 2 more times. I shopped with the same essay, which was the essay number 3. And then after I visited the boutique, something like a week or 2 weeks later, they invited me to go on the official wish list. I received a formal email invitation and everything. And so that's when I knew that shopping with essay number 3 is going very well, because even though in the beginning it was a little bit more neutral. Like, we didn't chat as much, but he was always very kind and he was always very helpful. He did his best to get me the things that I was the most interested in, especially when I went in high season, when things need to be ordered, they need to be like moved around from different boutiques. So I really, like, I was very, very happy with him. And then, of course, the more I shopped with him, the more he understood my style, the more he understood what I'm looking for, and he started to remember me. So my conclusion from shopping with 3 different essays is that if it doesn't feel right, you should probably switch, especially if you go back multiple times, like 3 or 4 times, every single time you buy something, and then you come back again and your essay doesn't remember you, doesn't want to help you, then I believe it is for the best to switch essays, because down the road it's going to be even harder to switch. So it's best to do it early, like even if you see each other, like I saw essay number 2 in one of my more recent visits, and it didn't give me any positive emotions. So yes, it is a little bit awkward to pass by each other, but at the same time, there are so many people shopping every single day that I don't think, honestly, that he even remembers me, you know. But at the same time, I'm thinking about my experience, my shopping experience, and I cannot imagine going back to essay number 2 every single time. Like, my whole experience would have been ruined. It wouldn't have been what it was. Like with essay number 3, it is always such a positive experience. Like, I look forward to going back and shopping more. And I think that this is how it's supposed to feel like. You're not supposed to feel guilty over asking for a different size or a different color. And I think that once you start to enjoy the shopping experience more, you're also less focused on getting the bag. Like, you just go there, you buy some beautiful goodies, you have a chit chat, you have a coffee. And so I really hope that essay number 3 is not going to go on any long holidays or any long leaves anytime soon, because I would love to continue shopping with him. Which leads me to my second point, which is the spend. So we have to remember that every single one of the Hermes essays gets a question about a Birkin or a Kelly daily, probably tens of times every single day, hundreds of times weekly, thousands of times monthly, if not even tens of thousands of times when it's high season. And you have to be able to differentiate yourself. And the only way how you can differentiate yourself is by continuously coming back and spending. So this is all, of course, based on my personal experience. I don't know if this is true or not. This is basically just my personal conspiracy theory. But I believe that sometimes it is not only about the amount that you have spent, but it is also about what you have spent it on. Let me elaborate. So I'm sure that if every single time you go to the boutique and you buy a piece of fine jewelry, I am certain that your essay is going to remember you. But I would like to think that this is not the only way how you can be remembered, which leads me to my third point, which is variety. Basically shopping across different categories and not just, let's say, the Oran sandals in 20 different colors. I love the Oran sandals, okay, but they also have so many other cute sandals available. And since I mentioned the Oran sandals, actually, one of the things that I wanted to mention is that this is one of the ways how you can disappear in the crowd, because people ask about the Oran sandals as often, if not even more often, than the Birkins and Kellys. So you have to realize that 10 people before you, they probably asked about the Oran sandals, and 10 people after you, they will also ask about the Oran sandals. And now, don't get me wrong, if you are, for example, an Oran sandal collector, like I personally have a few pairs and I love them, I wear them, I may get another pair down the line, but maybe it's not the best idea to like focus only on these sandals unless you're like a Oran sandal collector and you want to collect the whole rainbow of Oran sandals, and then you would be like the king or queen of the Oran sandals of your local boutique. That could also be your differentiator, you know. So like if you love them, buy them, but if you only focus on like these very, very popular items, it is very likely that your SA, especially if it's a very, very busy boutique, they may forget about you. When I say it out loud, it sounds so brutal. That wasn't my intention, but I think that a great way how to start, for example, a conversation with a new SA is by maybe not immediately going to one of these like most popular items like Oran sandals or the dad sandals, you know, the sheeper sandals. If you ask about something a little bit different and then go into the Oran sandals, I think that immediately that makes you more memorable, you know. So these are kind of like my reflections on the Hermes journey. I don't know if this has been helpful whatsoever, because I'm sure that you've heard bits and pieces already before, but I thought that maybe it could be helpful if one of you needs that one final push to finally, for example, switch SAs, or even if it's just to start your Hermes journey in the first place. So I hope that this has been helpful, or maybe at least somewhat entertaining. And then looking back, was it worth the wait? Because as I mentioned before, I knew that I wanted a Kelly in 2022. And basically in 2023, I was ready to make such a big purchase. And then in my last video in which I unboxed my Kelly, I actually mentioned the exact numbers, like the price of the bag and the amount of money I spent in the months as I was on the wait list for the bag. And so in total, I believe it was something like maybe 4,000 under the retail price of Kelly if I had bought it pre-loved in the same size, similar color, and similar condition. So was it worth the wait? Because of course we also have to take into account the time, because I could have been using this bag for 3 years already if I had bought it back in 2023 when I was, you know, ready to make this purchase. So would I do something differently? If I could go back in time, would I just buy it pre-loved? And the answer is no. And you know why? Because I would have bought all of these extra things anyway. So this is where I think the most honest recommendation that I can give is that if there are things that you love at Hermes that are not, you know, Quota bags, Birkins and Kellys, and if you're going to shop there anyway, you may as well wait for a bag. But if the only thing that you want from this brand, the only thing that you love from this brand is a Birkin or a Kelly, and your sole purpose for shopping at Hermes is just to get a Birkin or a Kelly, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth the energy, the hassle. You're buying things that you don't like, that you don't need, that you don't want. It is just a waste of time and energy, because in the end, the bag may not come, or it could take 1, 2, 3 years, or I don't know how many years, and you may still have to settle in the end because, you know, you may not be able to get the color that you want. So in that case, to save the energy and to save the time, maybe it is better to go pre-loved. Find your reasons behind you want this bag. Do you want just the bag, or do you want to be like a part of the brand and buy other things because you like them and not just because you want a bag? I hope that it makes sense, and once again, I hope that it's helpful. Anyway, guys, please share your tips and tricks in the comment section below. I would love for this video to be a space where people can find maybe similar experiences or some other helpful tips. So if you think that there was something in particular that helped you get your dream bag from Hermes, please share it in the comment section below. I would really, truly appreciate it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was useful, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Stay safe, everyone.